Hey guys, so this is the build that I'm currently using to AoE farm. We are on the public test server, so we are a little bit stronger. We're going to show off some different gears as well. But for this build, it's the Revenant class, very similar to what I used before to AoE farm. And the only big difference is that now we're kind of using a lot of God's Whip because it's a very, very strong skill. So we have Thwart, Vicious Implosion, Teleportation, Meditate, passives. You have Absorb Damage to gain 7% health from damage received. We have Hearthen to double the duration of Inspire, so it means we can stack them on top of each other and build up extra damage for our Vicious Implosion. Vicious Implosion also brings everything close to you, so you can drop down your AoE moves like God's Whip or Hell Spear or anything like that. It just gathers things together and brings them to you. Of course, Meditate to gain your mana back. We have Mana Stars to gather things, Hell Spears to do stuns, and this is the big, most important skill that you probably need here. Hell Spear and God's Whip, with a strong enough weapon, is able to pretty much kill anything. We have Summon Crow, Mana Force, which you don't really use, you just kind of have to have skill points put in somewhere. Summon Wrath, again, it's very, very rarely used. It's a decent skill when the other ones are off cooldown. It slows everyone down. For passives, we are using Reprisal, Caster's Enrichment, March about Reach, Overpowered Spell Locus, Intensified Harm. And we are not using that one right there. We don't need cooldowns lower there. And then, of course, we have Insulating Lens, Freezing Earth, Searing Rain, Magic Circle, Flame Barrier just for, shits and giggles. You don't really need that spell at all. And passives, we have everything here in the Sorc tree except for Recuperation. Do not need that right there. So this is what we are doing. We're over in this area right here, right east of Diamond Shores. And again, this is with a good gear. This is with the great gear that they give you on the public test servers. So we're going to show some different gears off. Initially, this is all we're doing is we're Mana Stars, gathering people up. We don't have any buffs on right now, so you'll notice that this could be an issue here. No buffs. Hell Spears, and then you drop down your God's Whip right there. And so even though we had no buffs, we were still able to kill those guys with 4 of them or so in about half HP, not using any potions or buffs whatsoever. That's because we have good weapons. We have great weapons, and there's something wrong with the server here, so we will not be able to loot things, it appears. As you can see, it keeps disconnecting if we try and loot things. We didn't even pop down a magic circle at all there. Okay, so the buffs that you're going to want to use when you are farming, you're going to want to use the Kingdom Heart. This gives you 2400 defense. You're going to want to use Spellbook Brick Wall. This decreases all received damage by 60. And then you're also going to want to use Spellbook Unstoppable Force. This increases your melee and magic attack by plus 86. Those are the main key buffs. And then for additional damage, you're going to want to increase your intelligence by plus 60. And then you can also throw in additional HP and additional mana. Those are not required at all. Now with those buffs on, you should be able to pull 8 creatures fairly easy. We have 4, 5, and you can see they're all bunched up together. So we're going to drop down the Magic Circle, Hell Spears, and then once everyone is stunned, we're able to get off almost all of our God's Whip right there and take down everything. So that wasn't exactly 8, but that was 6 or 7. That was a very high amount. And you can see we took down a very, very small amount of damage. So You may be thinking it's because we have insane gear. Partly yes. Our weapon is very, very strong. We have the tier 5 celestial staff, obsidian staff here. I'm going to change that in just a second. Our gear, though, is not very strong. We are using cloth set. And the gear, it's better if you are farming and having issues to wear plate. Plate will give you more physical defense. You can see the cloth set doesn't really give you much defense. It gives you a lot of magic defense. These creatures don't have magic attacks, so they're not going to do it. The only reason we're wearing this is to gain a little bit additional damage. You can see we're getting increased magic attack by plus 9.82. That's actually a very, very small number. Some of the newer obsidian gear, obsidian armor, can actually increase your magic attack by plus 20, plus 30. So this is a very, very shitty armor. So we do not have good armor on whatsoever. For accessories, we have decreased received damage by 1.6. Because of course you want to take less damage. We have a very, very crazy, flawless dream ring, which of course you're not going to have. We have decreased cast time by 1.6. We can go ahead and take this off since no one's going to have that in game. So you have 1.9% decreased cast speed. We're going to go and downgrade our weapon. And we're going to go drop all the way down to a unique magnificent lake staff here. So 100 and... it was like 150, 200 magic attacks. So you'll notice that we're doing a lot less damage here. With the magic circle and the attack now, our crits are hitting for around... So our magic attack is 301. We just downgraded tremendously from a 476. And that's where most of your damage comes from, is the base magic attack on your weapon. So 301... this is a magnificent lake staff. We are still using the pretty shitty cloth set armor. You can go ahead and see if we can get the same kind of attack strategy here. So mana stars, pull, pull, pull. We are going to magic circle. We are going to thwart. We are going to Hell Spears, and now we're going to drop down all the pain with God's Whip. And there you go, it's still all dead. So you may be wondering why exactly we're taking such a low amount of damage, even in cloth armor. The main reason to that is the fact of the buffs that we have on. Again, this one reduces all damage received by 60. That's pretty significant. And then we also have an additional 2400 physical defense, which is raising our defense up very, very high. So those buffs are critical. You can see our physical defense is at 3121. And most of that, almost all of that, is that 2400 physical defense buff. Only 700 of this defense is actually coming from our armor. If we actually swap up our armor and go into a plate set armor, so we've just equipped on all plate. It's a unique, magnificent set. And you'll notice our stats, our physical defense has now shot up tremendously to 5,900. That is a huge, huge increase in defense. Our DPS output will be a little bit lower because we lost a little bit of intelligence, but it's not going to be that significant. You can see we are doing a little bit less damage. Do not loot because the server is fucked up. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually pull off one combo like we have been doing. If not, we may have to implement other skills to do some additional damage as well. So we're going to go ahead and pull. And we have about 5 of them. So there's the combo, the full combo that we did. 5 God's Whips, and you can see everything died except for one creature. And one creature, we just had to go ahead and do a Mana Stars, finish them off. You can also power it up. If you have 3 thwarts, your Vicious Implosion will do a lot more damage. So if that's the case, you might want to, when you're doing all plate, you might want to use the Summon Crows after the Hell Spears, and then follow up with the God's Whip. We'll go ahead and do another pull through here. So we're going to use the Crows this time. So we threw out the Crows, and now we're going to pop down all 5 of the God's Whips. And you can see almost everything is dead. 2 guys survived, so we're going to have to go ahead and use the Summon Wrath, or one of the other skills. And so we have 1 little straggler left over. So you finished off with Mana Stars. Right there we end up killing, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 it looks like. So you can see even with pretty shitty gear, we're able to kill quite a few with this setup. So it doesn't cost that much. Again, this is all Magnificent Quake. So we were using Magnificent gear the entire time. We have right now a Magnificent Lake Staff on. For our sub bow, we have an Ephraim Wave Bow, so it's gaining us a little bit of intelligence. The flute, the Ephraim Wave Flute, so a little bit of intelligence there. And those help. For the cape, we have the cast time down 6%. But yeah, all the other stuff, it's very, very common and very, very easy to get. This is something special, so let's take that off. Let's go ahead and put this one on. Magnificent Wind Necklace converts 3.7 of received damage to health. So we can just go ahead and show off the physical defense that we have here. We're just going to take some damage. And we're not taking anything thanks to the Insulting Lens. Right now we're taking hits of about 200. And you see we have around 16,000 HP. And we're able just to take 2 hits for a very, very long period of time. Go ahead and grab another creature. And if you are having trouble with AoE farming, just pull a little bit less creatures. So right here we have 4 creatures, and now we're starting to have trouble. Let's go ahead and start killing them. And you see we take them all down. You're not going to be able to live forever when you're AoE farming, so the goal is to kill them as quick as possible. The most important thing is Hell's Spear. Hell's Spear stuns every creature, so it gives you a window of opportunity to recover some, and then also to get off your next spell. And in this case, your next spell should be the killing blow of God's Whip. So, Vicious Implosion. I didn't use the Hell Spear, so I took a lot of damage there, a lot of excess damage. You do want to have potions and such on, just in case things go awry, and you have to heal yourself up. You see right there, took down, what, 3 or 4 creatures? 4 creatures with very little HP. God's Whip is a great, great farming tool.